Hey everybody, Mike D here. Welcome to the program. The Lunkerville motorhome is back on the road, and the next stop is Lake Erie. Now, Lake Erie is the fourth largest Great Lake, and is actually part of 4 U.S. states and Canada, if you can believe it. We're launching from the Canadian side with Nick Simple Man Golatta. I call Nick the Simple Man because he loves Lynyrd Skynyrd. Simple Man is one of their top hit songs, and he really enjoys the simple pleasure of catching yellow perch and frying them up for dinner. Let's go to Lunkerville.
Got one! Fish on!
It seems in every town in America that there's a secret fishing spot where the water runs clear and the bass are always biting. And at that spot, there's an unsung hero who knows every stump, laydown, and lily pad. Seems all he's got to do is wet a line. And sure enough, he's reeling in a big bass. So if you're looking for real people with real fish stories, then hop a ride. We're going to Lunkerville.
Nick Golatta, the perch master.
This could be a fun day.
What's the plan?
Today's plan is we're going to run about 8 miles to a spot called the Gas Wells. It's a common perching ground. And then maybe I'll take you to the hallowed grounds of the Bear's Den and see if my old school is still there.
Excellent. Let's do it. Poor Shannon, look at him. Can't go fishing. He's just got to watch us fishing from yesterday in the editing room. The mobile RV editing room.
Monster perch,
What
Mike.
is a monster perch?
Well, I've been in a tournament where somebody brought in a 2.4 pound 16-inch perch.
Wow.
And that came from this lake. But on average, 13, 14 inches is the size that you can find.
That's pretty big.
And 1.2 to 1.5 pounds is not uncommon.
Oh man.
And not to get multiples of.
And they're fun to catch.
They are fun.
Yeah.
I have a simple rule. If they pull back, they're big.
What do you call them here? You got a nickname for them?
We call them jack perch. Or as we call them with my friends, we call them sow cows. Because they are this round and that long.
I love it. Love it. And we're going to eat some of them up?
We are going to have some today. That is
Cool.
definitely true.
Fish fry.
Fish fry this afternoon.
Nice. Lake Erie, kind of gets a bad rap, but it's cleaner now. It's a pretty clean lake, right?
It is clean.
Yeah.
They spent a lot of time trying to fix the issues. A lot of zebra mussels have cleared the lake. Some say that it's too clear.
They're little water filters, those zebra mussels.
Yes, yeah. They've taken a lot of the bacteria and green algae out of the water and have cleared it up quite a bit. All right, Mike, we're about right to the mouth of the Welland Canal, and we got about 8 miles to run until dinner time.
All right, let's take off.
So right now you'll see small lines on bottom. See slightly green, slightly yellow. That's the perch that'll hug bottom. Now we're getting some color here a little bit. So there's a small clump, but nothing crazy.
So you have your spots marked here, your points, and that's just kind of a general area, and then you...
Yeah, then we search around, yeah.
Then you
Because
search around
every
the
year,
area.
every day, they move. You just use it as your starting point. So I'm just gonna start here and see if I can find us a nice school. This is a very active bait day today. Typically you don't see too much of this bait.
What is it, you think?
At this time of the year, it could be smelt. They're very popular to run in this depth of water. We are in 60 feet, 61 feet. Common depth for the fall. They like to move out to about 85 feet in the summer, and then they move back in for spawning. A lot of the bottom here is sand bottom, so it's good for them to make beds.
So they're making a bed in 60 feet of water?
They'll go from 60 all the way up to 42, and then they'll roam. Here we go.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is a mega school right here.
Let's see it.
That's a nice clump of perch right there.
Lunkerville is presented by South Bend, a fishing tradition since 1906. Also sponsored by Zip Fire Starters. Give your fire some zip. Cruise America. See what's out there. And Deeper, the #1 portable fish finder.
Technology has really changed the game of fishing. We have an anchor button, which is a GPS fix. So up front, my unit up there is connected to my spot lock, and it picks up my GPS fixation when I press anchor, and it goes back to that point. And then it holds you within a 5-foot radius of that point, which is gonna help us because I start to.
That's perfect for this type of fishing.
That is ideal for perch fishing.
So let's just take a quick look at this rig.
So this is the pickerel rig, which is basically 2 T-bars and 2 hooks. When I'm tournament fishing for perch, I'll use this in the beginning to determine if they want the high hook or the low hook, and then I'll run a drop shot based on that height.
Okay.
So now,
And how much lead we got here?
we got 3/4 ounce because it's a little bit choppy. I'll use up to 1.5 ounces in some days.
We got some minnows.
I'll just pin them right through the back,
Right through the back, okay.
right through the dorsal fin, and they flip out. And that causes the perch to flip out. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna drop straight down. As you can see, there's perch right below us right now. I'm on bottom now. We're just gonna jig it up and down because I see a bunch of perch sitting right there. There we go. Ah, I just missed
There's
them.
one.
Here, you can do this, Mike.
Okay.
Let's just bring this back up, make sure there's still minnows on there. That was a highway robbery, as we call it. As you can see,
Got robbed.
they took the bottom minnow.
Interesting. We'll note that.
So that means tight to bottom, typically bigger fish.
Okay.
Okay, Mike, here you go.
All right, man. Thank you.
I just gotta grab
This is exciting.
You don't want to horse them up because they have paper thin mouths like a walleye, and they can pop off real easy. The bite's like when you have a kid and they come in at the middle of the night when you're sleeping and they tug on your shoulder. It's kind of like that.
Okay. I don't have kids, so
Ah.
can you use another analogy
Sure.
or metaphor?
Sorry, I got bites right now.
You got bites? Yeah, I could tell you're a very focused, serious fisherman, you know?
Perch fishing is all about focus.
There
you go.
There we go.
There you go.
There's a fish.
Just gotta keep that rod tip bent, Mike. Keep it bent. Don't, more out like this. More out. There you go. There you go. That's it. And flip it in the boat when it's here.
Flip it in the boat.
Flip it in the boat. There you go. That's a Lake Erie perch.
Nice looking.
First one, it's about 11.5
First
inches.
Lake Erie perch.
So that one's a keeper because his air bladder did come out.
His air, that's the air bladder because he was so deep. We're gonna keep him. Yeah,
If you want a measurement, I can give you one, but by the eye, I say it's 11.
that looks like 11 to me. Nice one, nice fatty.
That looks like a male. The males are long and lean. The females are more rotund.
All right, that was nice.
There we go.
Yeah,
Felt that tap. Not big, but big enough.
it's action.
So a lot of people will shy away from these, but I'll tell you the truth. When you put them in your hand, if you see a nice back, and they are like this 8-inch perch, I'll keep them.
So tell me about your first fishing memory.
We were fishing for rock bass off the dock, and I didn't have a real good setup, so I just put kind of a minnow on bottom, or sorry, a worm on bottom. And I caught my first fish, and I got an award for the most excited fisherman because I jumped so high, I think I cleared like half the deck, running back to weigh my fish. It was only like a few ounce rock bass, but it was the most exciting time of my life.
There we go.
Fighting pretty good.
Feels pretty good, not as big as the first one.
He's good.
That's a keeper.
That is a keeper.
Yeah.
Mike too, Nick. Nick put Mike on fish.
Beginner's luck.
Nick put Mike on the
there's
fish.
a couple nice fillets on there. Action, heating up.
You're watching Lunkerville, and we're going to take a short break.
Not bad. He'll start. I don't know. What is he like? 2 3/4, 3 pounds?
That's
3
over
1/4.
3 pounds. There you go. There's a fish. Oh yeah.
Have you ever wondered why everyone on the show looks just like you? And your friends? And your kids? Because they are. For over 14 years, Lunkerville has been the TV program that features real people with real fish stories. And you can be on the show too. All you need is a passion for fishing. We'll come to your town, fish on your honey hole, and you'll be the star of your own episode of the show. So join our Facebook page, interact with other folks over there, and we just may be featuring you next.
Welcome back, folks. Let's see what Mike's up to.
So they're commercial perch fishermen here?
There are commercial fishermen. The area we're in right now isn't typically commercially fished because there are gas well heads around here.
What do you mean gas wells?
Gas wells are gas lines from underneath. They extract the natural gas
From under the lake?
from under the lake. Yeah. And you'll see the heads marked. They're like little white sticks. I have a feeling we're gonna get a big one soon.
Yeah.
The way this school is acting.
Uh-huh.
Typically when they kind of go lethargic like this, there's a big one that's eyeing down the minnow somewhere.
There's one.
Yeah, you're getting them.
That feels like
That looks
that's a
bigger.
keeper. That's a
That
keeper.
looks like one of the big ones I was just saying we're
you
gonna
called
get.
it, I think. This feels substantial.
I said it.
Unless
there's a
I
big one
hooked
coming.
him in the belly.
No, I feel that we have a big one coming. Yeah, that's
Oh,
a big one.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's it.
Bring that, flip it in the boat. Don't grab it until it's in the boat.
Flip
That is an
flip
Erie
it.
donkey.
That is a serious one, man.
When the school slows down,
Man.
the big fish come
You
out.
called it. You just
That is
said
a
that.
beautiful male right there. Now,
That's like a, that's
I
a,
could
that
tell
would-
it's a male by the back and how shallow its top line is to the bottom is not very fat. The female, you can tell she'll have a big belly and she'll be shorter and chubbier.
that right there is a keeper perch. Man, a couple nice fillets. If that were a bass, it would be a keeper. Nice. Let's measure it. Oh, almost 13.
No, pinch the tail. That's almost 13.
Almost. Oh yeah, that's 13. Wow.
Yeah, that's Lake Erie, Mike.
Beautiful. Again, the bottom. All the fish have been on the bottom.
Yeah,
Look,
my bottom hook
top
got
is
robbed.
not interested.
So typically at this time of the year, it's 58-degree water temperature, and the walleye have moved on to Nanacoke. But the unseasonably warm fall that we had has caused the water to stay at 67, which is ideal temperatures for walleye. And unfortunately, the perch don't know any better but to cohabitate into the breeding grounds. So right now we're battling not only the wind and slightly stained water, but now we're battling walleye crashing schools.
And you could see it on the graph. You see something moving in, and then all the perch are gone. That's what I'm looking at, like the diagonal slash and then them disappearing. What's the difference between the two graphs? Why do you have two?
The sonar unit off the back is a cone that goes out about on a 35-degree angle, I believe, out the back, and vice versa for the front. So that covers somewhere between 25 feet of water. And by looking at my screen And this screen, I can narrow down exactly where the school is. And if I have to move back, I can move back. If I have to move forward, I can move forward. And you've got a nice perch on right now.
Pretty good. Yeah.
No, it looked nice. Looks like a 11-inch fish, just by the head shake.
Keeper, right?
Yeah, see, another 11-inch fish just by the head shake.
You called it. Just by the head shake. Not even by feeling it, you just saw it. Yeah. They're not as bright colored as I would expect because they're so deep.
Lake Simcoe and Inner Lakes have more yellow-bellied fish.
Mm-hmm.
Ours have white. Erie fish are more under siege, so they change their colors to blend in with the sand in the summer.
Ah.
And
Now,
then
how
in
do
the
they
winter,
know how to do that? Because I hear a fish can do that. Like how?
there we go.
Ooh, that's a pig.
That felt good.
That's a hog. Slob.
Good.
Yeah. Ho ho.
We have a rule in my boat.
What's
You
that?
can lip it, you can hold it.
That's right. Oh man, I'm getting hungry. I love perch fillets.
There we go.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's the female I'm looking for right there.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Oh yeah.
I told you the big ones are always on bottom by themselves.
Yeah.
There you are. Spitting minnows everywhere.
Beautiful.
That's another male.
Another male.
Another big male.
Don't you go anywhere. Lunkerville will be right back.
Additional support for Lunkerville provided by the Zip Instant Light Barbecue Tray, the Impromptu No Fuss Barbecue Solution, Fishing Paradise 3D. Download for free at the App Store, Google Play, and Facebook. Ready to fish. Everything you need to start fishing today. So do they ever go after artificials? See, look at that. Can you fish them with artificials, or you don't even bother?
They're not a fan of artificials. You can use white micro tubes. That's a hot bait.
Like
for
a crappie
artificials.
tube?
Nah, maybe like a 2-inch bass tube.
Okay.
Something that imitates a coughed up minnow or smelt. But if you really want to put a meal on the table, you just use live minnows with the rig. When I decided that we were going to do this show, I thought I'm going to do this for the everyday man that can come out here with his kids, his family, and catch a bunch of fish and put some food on the table. And so I kept it simple. I could run a tube and see, but for now we're just going to leave it.
That's okay. We like simple. We like accessible. That's what we're all about in Lunkerville. I got one.
You might have something bigger.
It's small.
You sure?
Oh, he was shaking. Did he come off?
No, just keep reeling. It's there.
Okay.
I can see it.
It's there. It's there.
They played dumb.
Keep reeling. Oh yeah.
Not that small. That's edible.
He's keepable. It's filling up. You know, we're mostly catch and release fishermen. With bass, with perch is a different story because we love to eat them. And the limit's like 25 or 50
A
here.
day.
A day.
A day.
A
100
day.
max or 50 max, depending on your license.
Okay, you could catch up to 100. Now, does that upset some people?
Some people do get upset, but studies have proven that there is an excess of 300 million perch in Lake Erie.
That's just like how many people there are in the U.S. 300 million or 310 or something like that.
Commercial fishermen take upwards of 10%, and recreational fishermen, or us everyday guys and captains, take anywhere between 0.01 and 0.05% of the population.
And it's expensive to buy perch. How much is it per pound?
About $17 a pound around here.
Jeez. That's a lot.
Thick.
Ooh, there's
Oh,
one.
there's one right there. No pumping, just reel up.
No pumping.
No pumping. Make
I
sure
know,
it's
he's acting
a little,
dumb.
little bit more.
He's
yeah,
acting
he came
really
off.
dumb. He came off.
He came off.
Okay.
Top hook again. These fish, when they hit the top hook, are typically travelers. The bottom fish are bed makers, and the top ones are travelers. They're just roaming around looking for bait. With us putting 4 minnows down, they might appear to them that there's a school of bait somewhere and they're just coming to check it out. But you just got hit and run.
Is Lake Erie your Lunkerville?
So to say Lake Erie is my Lunkerville, no, I would say the Niagara region is my Lunkerville.
That's
It's
awesome.
why I love it so much. Any day of the year, there's always a fish to be caught, and a story to be told, and a time to be shared with friends. And if you're not even catching, it's okay, as long as you're out having fun.
I love that. Nick has it going on. He understands what's important about fishing. And the day's not over. Because when the simple man catches perch, he brings them to shore to fry them up. And hey, with 300 million perch in Lake Erie, I think we can enjoy a dozen or so of them for shore lunch. So we cranked up a fire with our Zip fire starter cubes, invited Nick's family to join us, and feasted on some fresh Lake Erie perch fillets. Now that's what I'm talking about. So I'd like to thank Nick for taking me fishing, and I'd like to thank you all at home for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in next week to Lunkerville.